Good morning, everyone. Look at this. I'm in Canada again, still. And I'm in the Rockies now. And it's so beautiful out here. I cannot get over how stunning this place is. I'm going to go for a run this morning. I'm in a place called Canmore, which is just outside of one of the main kind of like skiing, snowboarding resorts here in the Rockies. Banff is like 20 minutes up the road, and this is kind of like more of a local settlement. We're just crashing here for a few nights just to catch up on some work. We've had a super busy week at work creating content for Banff and Lake Louise tourism, which has been loads of fun. But this morning I'm going to take you on a little run around Canmore. We've got some beautiful weather. I don't think it's too cold at the moment, so we've had some very, very cold days here, but at the moment not too bad. Anyway, let's set off on our run. Start my Strava. Okay, we're started, we're on. Look at this amazing place we're in. There's a lot of construction here as well. We're staying in a fairly new development, I guess. It's an Airbnb, but as you can see, look, there's more going up all around us. Gotta be careful of the ground, it's all snowy and icy. Look, bit of ice there. But man, it's been a busy week, but I haven't been doing much exercise, so I feel like I needed to get out and do some. We tried skiing for the first time. That was pretty fun. We had an instructor for a few days. We went to 3 different resorts up in Banff, and I learned how to ski, which is something that I've been wanting to do for so long. Finally, we had the opportunity to do it. Always in the past, it's been like we've been kind of hesitant to invest a whole ski season. You know, it could be like 3 to 6 months really. We've been hesitant to do that in the past just because of the nature of our work, but we got to do it just for a week and learn as well from the instructor, so it kind of worked out perfectly. Look at this place, the Rockies. Wow, it's so beautiful here. Whenever we're driving up the main like road, the Trans-Canada Highway, it's like the main connecting highway from east to west, we're just like in awe of the mountain ranges we're passing through. Because look on this side as well, look all around us, and we've only just entered the Rockies. Like, this is just the start of it, so we're going to see a lot more of it as we head towards Vancouver. But this morning I'm planning to run along a river, the Bow River, which is like the main river through here, and hopefully see a little bit more of Canmore, this cool little town. Crossing the train tracks, we might see some trains on our journey. They are super long. I think they can be like maybe 3 kilometers or 3 miles long. They're really, really long. Well, where am I going? This way. Now, after the last couple of days, so we had like a really good dump of snow maybe 4 days ago, and then over the last couple of days it's just been sunny, so everything's kind of melted a little bit and the ground is going a bit slushy. So it means that whenever you're driving anywhere, your car just gets covered in muck. Thank you. The locals are so friendly here as well. I'm liking Canadians so far. We've got one friend who we caught up with in Calgary. He gave us loads of tips. He's like proper Canadian, backcountry, ice climbing, mountaineering, paddleboarding, kayaking Canadian guy, and he gave us quite a few tips for like what to do, what to see as we go through the Rockies. But I think that it's going to be even better in summer because all of the lakes at the moment, like they're the ones that you see whenever you, I don't know, if you search for anything like Canadian Rockies or, thank you, Canadian lakes, those beautiful turquoise blue lakes are the ones that you see, and they're all frozen at the moment. So every lake we've seen is just covered in ice and then a decent layer of snow as well. So we haven't really seen the beauty of the lakes yet, but we're going to bounce back through the Rockies in summer when it warms up a little bit more. I've got my gloves on. Yeah, it's very chilly. Cute little house. I need to check where I'm trying to link up with a footpath. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's all the way at the end of this road. So it should take us onto like a river trail. Now with our ski lessons, I was so excited about them when we got it all planned and in the diary. But Charlotte, my wife, she was really nervous, and I was like so confident that I was going to be so good at it. It was a little bit humbling to start off with because it's just so, I guess it's so foreign having these like essentially planks of wood strapped to your feet, and you have to direct them and manipulate them individually to make the turns and to slow down. So it was a bit of a learning curve to figure that out. But once I got the hang of it, once I knew how to slow down and to turn, oh man, there was no stopping me. I was humming, flying down those mountains, and I did fall over a few times, but it was all good. It was all like super soft snow, so you kind of just roll through the powder. But oh man, it was so beautiful, so nice up there. Now I'm thinking that I actually want to invest in some more ski gear. Well, I've got no ski gear. Well, actually, I did get some goggles. I had to buy those because we had quite a windy day up there, and you just need it to protect your eyes. So yeah, I've got some goggles. Now I just need some skis, some poles, boots, jackets and pants, and then I'm off. But when I get back to New Zealand, I'm definitely going to get some stuff, and yeah, I'll be trying to do some skiing on the Southern Alps down there. The only thing about skiing and snowboarding is it's so expensive. And some of the places that we were skiing at, it's like $300 to $400 a day just for a day pass. That's before you've even got your rental gear. That's literally just That's just the lift to access the park. So what most people do is they'll get like an annual pass or a season pass, and it works out cheaper as long as you make it up there, you know, like make the most of your pass. But yeah, it's a bit of a luxury sport, unfortunately. But there's so many Kiwis, Aussies and Brits out here in these towns. Like a lot of the staff at the restaurants, the hotels we're working at, they're all like doing their Canadian holiday visa, which is the IEC, and we're actually on the same visa, which is a little bit older. But most people do it when they're like in their early 20s, I'd say, after they finish school, go and do a gap year, come to Canada, stay out here for a couple of years. But yeah, it's just like so many Aussies, loads of Aussies more than anything. They say Banff is the largest Australian town outside of Australia, which is quite funny. How's the view? Not bad, eh? I can hear one of those trains going past now. A few kilometres of train. If you get stuck at the tracks driving, you have to wait for a long time for those trains to go past. Alright, I think I'm going this way. Let's see. It's unreal that people just live here in this amazing, it's so beautiful, this landscape. Alright, I'll go right. The snow's a bit deep. Alright, we're on a walking trail now. A little bit of snow in my shoe. And then we'll take a lift through the woods in a minute. Oh, here we go. Trail map. Oh, that was nearly a fall. Alright, so we're here. We'll go down along here, maybe to the bridge, and then cut back up to where we're staying. But yeah, this is Canmore. Cute little town. And if we're lucky, I might see some wildlife. Something I've noticed when we've been in Calgary and Banff and Canmore is that whenever there is snow, there's always people who come out and clear it. It's I don't know like what the arrangement is, if it's just people who, I don't know, like it's outside their house, or is it like contractors who get paid for like each street they clear? Obviously there's the big snow clearers, like the plows that clean the roads, and they're definitely like paid by the council. But I'm talking about like the ones on the footpaths. There's always people who go out with their super wide plastic shovels and they'll just go and clear like the footpath section in front of, well, I only really notice it when it's happening. I don't know if these people live, you know, where the snow needs to be cleared, or if it's just like contractors going around and doing like all the streets. I'm not sure. Whew. Now this for a lovely walk. Run through the forest. Oh, which way are we going? Oh, I think I may have taken a wrong turn. Let's go and have a look though. I think this will meet up with the Bow River. Running along this riverbed. I might stick to the edges just in case. Bit snowy, quite deep in sections. Oh, look at this. The mighty Bow River. So this is the main river which runs through this section of the Rockies. A lot of mountains here, so a lot of tributaries, creeks and waterfalls that feed into this. But this whole area, the reason why this place is so special is because, like, over the millennia, this was completely covered in glaciers. So the way to work out how high the glaciers were is you look at the mountain peaks, and basically if the mountain peaks are jagged like they are up there, that means that those points were sticking out of the glacier, so they were taller. And if they're rounded, a bit more like some down there, if they're rounded, that means that the glacier was riding over top of them. So this place, because it has such a low valley compared to the peak of the mountains, that's why it just looks so amazing. Because you can go to other mountains around the world and they'll have a higher, like, above sea level height, but they don't necessarily have a very high valley floor to mountain top height. So that's why these just look so incredible in pictures. Even when you're just driving along the Trans-Canada Highway, that's the reason why it looks so immense, because it's so high compared to where you are on the valley floor. So yeah, that's what we learned from one of our tour guides. But the glaciation of this area over the millennia as well, that's what caused the valleys to be so deep. The glacier just like coursing its way through as it moved slowly, grinding away the valley floor, and that's what caused like such steep mountainsides. Yeah, really interesting geology, I guess, eh? But this used to be, I think this was like sea at some point. So a lot of this rock is like sedimentary rock. But it's very, very beautiful here. Just driving, like I said, through the Trans-Canada Highway can be so amazing. Now it looks kind of like the river is just running along here, and this is all like kind of dried up. This is all stone. Apart from this ice, look at this. How cool is that? It's like sheet ice. I'm such a boy, aren't I? Oh my goodness, that's so heavy. I guess I'll crack on with the run. Keep it going, eh? Go along the, yeah, we'll go along the shoreline just to be safe. Oh, that sounds like crunchy ice. Imagine this is the place where I would see like moose, elk coming down to the river's edge, having a drink. No bears around at the moment. They're all hibernating. But over the next, I guess, month or two, they'll be waking up. Look at this place. How special. You can see why people just like come here for a season and then decide to live here. It's like so many people that I told about my trip to Canada, and they were saying, yep, I did that when I was younger, and I ended up staying out there for 10 years. You can see why, can't you? Look at this. So beautiful. The water's so clear. All right, we're going to go back up this kind of river bed and find our track. Should be up here somewhere. Yeah, I think this is it. Back on the trail. So yeah, I'm really impressed with Canada. It's so beautiful, and we've only seen such a small portion of it, just from Calgary to the start of the Rockies. There's still so much more for us to see. The whole west coast, which is like, I think it's a bit more wet in terms of like rainfall, but it should be very dramatic as well. I think it will be more mountains as well. That's kind of like where Whistler is, the other side of the Rockies, and you've got Vancouver Island. I don't know, I think it's all going to be stunning. And then after that, hopefully we're going to buy a van and make our way back through this area and end up on the east coast. And I guess that'll be like towards the end of the year, and maybe when we'll start looking at flying back to Europe and do some travelling around there. So these sections where you kind of get sunlight all day, the snow's melted away. The sun is actually so lovely and warm when you're in it. Like we were in Calgary and we were sitting at this cafe, and it was like super cold outside. I think it was like -5, pretty cold. And yeah, we just sat in the sunshine, and it was just like delicious. Delicious was the word that Charlotte used to describe it. And it was like so warm, sitting in the crisp winter air, and the sun just beaming on your face. I love these days. Bluebird days. When we were up the mountains doing skiing, we didn't get great weather. We kind of had like, first day was okay, second day was kind of a storm. It was so windy and snowing, so that was pretty wild. But then the third day it was just kind of snowing but not as windy, so we had to go back up the mountains and take the scenic gondola up to the top because we missed out on all the views. But the good thing is, as expensive as the lift passes are for skiers and snowboarders, if you want to go up as a tourist without skis, it's a lot cheaper. So you can just go up and sightsee at the top and then ride the gondola back down, which is great. Great for people who like want to see the sights, don't necessarily want to invest in, oh my goodness, look at this. Isn't it just unreal? I just can't, I cannot get my head around how beautiful this place is. Crazy. So up there, between those two peaks, you can kind of see that valley. That's where me and Charlotte went for our first little drive after we arrived in Canmore, and it's called Kananaskis. It's a provincial park, super beautiful, and that's where we saw our first wildlife encounter. here in Canada, some mountain goats, and they were just on the road. You'll have to go to the other YouTube channel to check it out. They were on the road like licking the ice or the salt off the road. Really cute. There was a baby one there as well. Now this viewpoint here, this is special. This is the Canmore engine bridge. Quite historic here. I think this is quite old, but look at the view. I'm not the only one out running. I'm running in a t-shirt as well, good on him. So pretty. So yeah, if you go up that way, there's a provincial park, a bit like a national park, but not managed by Parks Canada. So you have to pay a fee to go in there. All national parks in Canada, they're kind of linked up with this one pass. You can get like an annual pass. And for us traveling through Canada, it makes the most sense because we're going to be visiting loads of parks as we travel through Canada. But this one, I think you have to pay maybe like $20 for a day pass, or you can probably get like an annual pass if you're a local, if you work up that way or whatever. But you just venture up into the mountains and it kind of just follows this valley around past loads of lakes. They've actually got the Nordic Centre up there, which I think is like the home of, not the home, but like the main Nordic skiing centre in Canada up there. Nordic skiing is like, I think it's like cross-country skiing, where you put skis on, you're kind of going along lots of different types of terrain using skis. But that is a sight, isn't it? Look at that. It's just unreal. Some fish in the water as well, like jumping out. And the water looks so clear. I wonder how cold that is. I wonder if anyone swims here. You know, like we used to do in the UK, would jump in the ocean in the winter, get a cold dip. That would be so cold. I'd love to give it a go though. The water looks unreal. I don't know if you can see that through the sunlight shining on it, but it does look incredible. Do you want me to take a picture for you? Yeah? Just like this? Like it's set up? Okay. That's all right. It's so nice. Amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
That's okay. Look at this bridge. There's some activity going on in the water down here. I don't know if it's fish jumping. Oh no. I think there's actually someone fishing down there. No, is it fishermen? No, I think it's just a bunch of dudes just throwing stones. Oh, look at that water though. That water just is unbelievably clear. I guess a lot of it is glacier water as well, which, because it's glacier water, it's got this really fine like sediment in it, and that absorbs more of the red light, so you just get that blue. That's why the alpine lakes are always so stunning and turquoise. They've got this kind of like milkiness to them, where it's all the sediments and it just looks so beautiful and blue, turquoise. But man, this is I mean, that's a shot right through there, just that. Look at that. Unbelievable, eh? Unbelievable. This was one of those places to like come and see on the tourist trail in Canmore, and I was like, what's an engine bridge all about? But now I see why. I think I'm gonna go back. Yeah, I'm gonna head back to the Airbnb now and see what we find along the way. The cute little town of Canmore. We have stopped off here. We had our first kind of day out in the snow in the winter when we got to Canmore. First we had to bunker down from the storm that came, but then Then the weather cleared up. It was like this, but we just had heaps of snow everywhere, and it was freezing cold. Minus 23, I think it was. So it was like nearly unbearable to be outside. But we still went for a little jaunt through. Wow, look at some of these places. This house right here, that is gorgeous. With a rooftop terrace, huge windows, some nice places around. I imagine that this is one of those places that is growing in popularity. Maybe with the help of social media, people see the beauty of the nature. All you really need is like a decent internet connection and, you know, something attractive like the beauty of the mountains around, or access to the ski fields. And then you get all these remote workers nowadays, because people can just work from anywhere. So that's kind of like the recipe. Now people are like rediscovering these places which were obviously beautiful in the past, but maybe a little bit inaccessible to a lot of people, unless you really wanted to risk it all and go and start a business out here somewhere. But now people can work remotely. You've got that security. You've got your job. You can go out there, get a rental, get your feet on the ground, and then build a life for yourself out here. So I imagine that's what a lot of people have done. And that's kind of, I guess it's kind of similar to the life that we're leading or chasing. Being able to go and experience new places all the time, but just not ever settling on one. That's our downfall. That's basically my whole MO, my mantra in life, is to have as many new experiences as I can until I die. I just want to see new places, see new things, do new activities like skiing. That was completely new. That was something I wanted to do for ages, and then finally had the chance to do it, and it was so much fun. So yeah, that's it. That's all I want to do, is just keep doing new things. There might come a time where I think I want to slow down and just enjoy the things that I've learned how to do. But for now, I mean, what's this for a life? You just get to experience all these new things all the time. I'm pretty bloody stoked. This is the main shops and the grocery store up here, Safeway, and it's the most picturesque supermarket I've ever seen in my life. It's just here, mountains all around, like unbelievable location for a supermarket. You walk out that door, you got your groceries in your hand, and you've just got the most amazing view of the mountains. It's so funny. It's like those like viral, I don't know, Instagram and TikTok videos where someone will go through a doorway or a cave or something just to reveal this beautiful beautiful scene. Walking out the doors of that supermarket is just like that, except you have got the beautiful scene, but there's a car park and you're in a supermarket. That's pretty funny. All right, let's see how many kilometers we've done. 5.3. So it should be a nice 6k run by the time we get back. That's good. Happy with that. 6k's. First run in a while. The last time I went for a run, actually, it was in Calgary. Oh my goodness, it was so cold. I can't remember what the actual temperature was, but it was, you know, when you get so cold that you're actually in pain once you get back to the warmth. It was like that. I used to have that feeling whenever I've been playing like rugby or soccer in New Zealand growing up, and it's so cold outside. You play on a Saturday morning, and in the rugby, for the kids, to make it safer, they don't let you wear boots. You just get bare feet and the ground's frozen. It's ridiculous. So got to a point for me where I just decided I didn't want to do that anymore. And then I ended up playing football, soccer, and actually wearing boots. So yeah, that feeling, Saturday mornings after a game, freezing cold in the winter sports, and then getting back home, or either getting into the changing sheds and having a hot shower, but it being painful because your skin goes from the freezing outdoor temperatures to warm water. Now that's what my run was like in Calgary, but it wasn't with warm water. It was so cold that just getting back to the hotel lobby, sitting in the lobby, was painful on my skin. That's how bloody cold it was. And it was a nice run. I went along the river. I think it's the same river, the Bow River. But yeah, very painful. Very, very painful. So what's the plan for today? I think we're going to be in the Airbnb. We're going to get some work done. Like I said, we've just had a super busy week, doing loads of filming and loads of activities around Banff. Because we were supported by the local tourism board, we were given access to all of the fun activities which you can do in the area. So we had free passes to go on all the gondolas, to do some guided hikes through canyons. We got ice waterfall climbing as well, but we haven't used that yet. We might still do that. And we obviously did all the skiing as well. And then lastly, we just had so much food. There's a lot of places to eat out in Banff. So we ate in some amazing locations. You'll have to go and check out the video. It's so nice. The Lake Louise, Fairmont, the chateau is really pretty, really picturesque. We're very lucky to be able to experience that as well. But yeah, that's it for the next 4 days. We're hanging out here in Canmore. We're going to get some work done, and then we're going to venture west towards Vancouver. We got to drop off our rental car. So I guess I'll see you guys somewhere over that way. Maybe it'll be in Vancouver. Maybe it'll be in Revelstoke or Whistler. We'll see. But thanks for tuning in. I guess stay safe out there. Don't get in any snowstorms like we did. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.